And all right, welcome to this week's call. And I just wanted to go over this week about the power of threes and then also upcoming events because I feel like there is a lot going on this month already. So I'll start off with the events first. The Coach Open House is Monday, and it's in the form of an event through Rocket Nation with Brian and Tisha, who run that. And Tisha is currently a 5-star diamond, so and then her husband, I believe, is 3 or 4-star. But them combined, they are running this open house, and it's over 5 days rather than 3, like in Dare to Dream. So it's more laid back. It's easy as long as anyone you've shown the 18-minute webinar with that were interested in coaching or just wanting more information or just wanting, answers and things like that. And, you talk to them about it, but they just were not sure and they might need to hear it from someone else. This is a great opportunity because this is also what I did before I decided to join. As a coach, is I joined an open house and I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many people in here because I had joined Dare to Dream and I was like, but I found that that's where I got all of my answers before joining as a coach, and I found it very useful, and a lot of people love that. So that's coming up. If they've seen the webinar, you can add them to the group. If you aren't already invited and going, let me know and I'll invite you, so then you can invite whoever is interested. Other than that, there is also, let's see, the new, I'm trying to think of the name of it. Super Saturday, that's what it was. Super Saturday is October the 17th. It may be on Saturday or Sunday. Some people even have them on Fridays, depending on your location. There is a link on the Team Beachbody website in your Coach Online office to find locations near you. And I was looking at it yesterday, and they are all everywhere. Majority in the US and Canada, but there are some at different locations across overseas at military bases and things. So I'm not really sure if there's one in your area, but they're pretty spread out everywhere. I still haven't decided which one I'm going to go to because the one I went to last time isn't at the same place anymore. So I'm going to have to look and see which one's the closest to me. But that is this weekend, which is crazy. This month is already flying by. And then Coach Summit, if you haven't already seen that, Coach Summit is in July. And if you want to go to that, then you are more than welcome to. It's still quite a ways away, but you can start, planning, getting babysitters, whatever that you need to do to get there. As a new coach, you do have a coupon as a new coach to get your ticket to Summit, or you can also earn a free ticket by Success Starters, which is getting Success Club 5 in your first 3 months as a coach each month. You can earn a free ticket to Summit. Or with the new coach coupon, you get $100 off of your ticket. So either way, it's awesome. And if I didn't go this last time, I was scared to death. But if I didn't go, I would not be where I am today. And it was a lot of fun to meet everyone in person that I did from the team, Dare to Dream and Rocket Nation. And then there's also, there's so many different things. Brian and Tisha posted a video earlier this week. Whoever earns the most Success Club points in the month of October, November, and December, so up until the end of the year, whoever earns the most Success Club points in those 3 months wins a free ticket to go with them to Jamaica on the cruise. For you and whoever you want to join you. So they have 2 free tickets for whoever earns the most Success Club points in those 3 months, which is awesome. Tisha earned that when she first joined as a coach. She earned that ticket with Jessica when she first joined, and she went and had a blast on her first cruise ever. So I'm definitely looking forward to that as well. I'm still on the wait list. I'm like number 7,000 right now. So I'm like high up there. But there, you never know. I might get off of it. I might not. The cruise is not until March, I believe March 12th. But that is the other thing. And then my last announcement before I get into anything else, whoever earns Success Club 5 this month, which is, 2 challenge packs and a Shakeology HD order from either a coach or a customer, or 3 challenge packs, you get 5 points, and then you're in Success Club 5. So whoever earns Success Club 5 in the month of October, I'm going to give you a choice of either a personal development book of either The Compound Effect or The Slight Edge, or you get a performance line sampler, which is one of the new lines that came out with Beachbody. It's the performance line. It has a pre-workout, post-workout, during workout, creatine, and all of that. There's 5 different samples that comes in a box. And then either that or the 21-Day Fix cookbook as well, the Fix 8 cookbook. So I'll give you your choice on what you want. If you already have the Fix 8 book, then you can choose something else. Or if you have that book already, you can choose, a different book or the sampler to try out the performance line. So, and then that was all I had for the announcements. So I believe Becky is already on the board, and so am I. Becky already has 1 point for this month, and then I have 2 points as of right now. So we are on our way to Success Club 5. But today I wanted to talk about Power of Threes, because before I started as a coach, and then when I started, I was like, I don't know exactly what task to do to keep me on task, to move my business forward. And, I was kind of like all over the place. I was like, oh, I'm adding people. I'm talking to this person about this and this person about this, but I didn't have like a set amount, or I didn't know really, I wasn't tracking who I was talking to. So I was all over the place, as you can imagine, and I didn't know who I had talked to previously and all of that. So Power of Threes was created by one of the top coaches. I can't think of her name off the top of my head, but it's a way to track the business parts that you need to track every day, and it'll keep you on task to move your business forward. If you are doing these consistently, then your business is going to move forward. So I will screen share actually a little bit of mine from previous week. Let's see here. All right. So this is mine from last week, and as you can tell, I kind of slacked off at the end of the week because I was really trying to hit Success Club 5. So I did a ton of follow-ups. But as the Power of Threes, you're trying to build your friends list, because bringing in new people to talk to is very important, because you will eventually run out of people to talk to. And I ran into that very soon after I started as a coach, because I wasn't adding to my list of contacts or friends on Facebook. So minimum, adding 3 contacts or 3 friends a day. Sometimes one way I do this is by sending out 3 to 5 friend requests every morning or every afternoon to people I'm mutual friends with, people that I've looked at their profiles and I know they're not phony or fake, or, someone that I may even know. Not all the time do I know them, but if they don't accept my friend request, they don't. If they do, they do. And I started building a relationship from that. But I try to do minimum of 3 per day. That way I know I'm consistently growing and I have new people to talk to. And then message, which is, for me, that's forming to build that new relationship. So someone that I may have added last week, or, someone I'm noticing that's commenting or liking a lot of my statuses lately, I will start forming with them. I'll send them a personal message, and you just ask them how they're doing, or find a post on their personal page that's something that I can connect with, and I will message them and ask them, hey, how are you doing? Or if I've known them, like, hey, how are you? How have you been? I haven't it's been forever since I've talked to you, or something like that along those lines. And that way you can start building that relationship, and you're building that trust with someone as well, because most people, if they feel that you're selling to them, they are not going to buy. They don't want to be sold to on Facebook, and neither do we as a coach. We don't want to be sold to about, different products that we see from our other friends. So if you have a relationship, this business is built on those relationships. So forming with them, talking about family, occupation, recreation, what they like to do for fun, and then message, which is the invite. Whether that's to coaching opportunity, if you feel that they would be a really great coach, or even just to your challenge group, depending on whatever it is. One of the other things that is on the Power of Threes is inviting as well. As you can imagine, as you can see my last week, I didn't do a whole lot of inviting, which I am working on this week. But inviting to your challenge group, or if you're not running a challenge group, then inviting to your uplines challenge group. So for me, if you're in my downline, you can ask me or ask Rebecca if she is your coach, if you can join her challenge group or my challenge group. So you can add whoever you invite to a challenge group, or anyone of that matter that you think that needs it or that wants it, that accountability, which I run one every month, typically the first Monday, around the first Monday, maybe a little bit before, depending on where it falls in the month. But around there, and I do every 30 days, and Rebecca does a lot of the same thing as well. And then the next thing, which I find very easy to do, is follow up with people. I followed up with a ton of people last week, because I was like, follow-ups are where I usually make my sales. I followed up with a lot of people who I had talked to, previously about a challenge group, previously about coaching, previously about anything and everything. I follow up with them, anyone that I haven't talked to in a while, or even people who said, hey, if I've asked them when a better time would be to start, then, I get a date from them. So I don't feel like I am bugging them. That way I can be like, oh, you said, I know we talked before, you said to check up with you today, or, hey, are you ready to get started today? Because that's the date that they gave you to get started. So I find that is really easy for me to follow up with people that I've already talked to. The hard part is building new relationships for me. And maybe that's not the same for everyone, but that is typically my thing that I struggle with, is building those new relationships and then inviting. And then the very last thing for the Power of Threes is coaching. So sharing that webinar with potential people that you feel that would be a great coach, or maybe even people that you shared the challenge pack price with and they were hesitant, or they didn't feel that they could afford something like that. Sometimes I ask them, would it help you if, or I don't know if this would fit you or not, but have you ever thought about doing what I do and being able to pay for that challenge pack, back within your first 30 days, or earning an extra income for your family? Whatever, from forming, you can usually find a reason why it would fit them, or how it would help them in their life if they're hesitant about starting. If you don't know them very well, then this is where I would say I would still ask them about coaching. But if they're still saying no, that's fine. That is why the Coach Open House is perfect, because that way you can be like, hey, my team's running a coach sneak peek, and you get all your questions answered. It's commitment free, and you can earn a prize for participating. So I do typically at least one, try to do at least one invite a day for coaching, if not up to 3 or more. I typically do even more of these towards the Coach Open House, because it's easy to invite to and it's commitment free. So why not? A lot of people, as long as it's free, they'll sit in, they'll listen, and they'll see, if it's something that they're interested in, or maybe they have more questions. But other than that, that's really all that the Power of Threes are. I'll go ahead and stop the screen share here. But with the Power of Threes, when I started doing this and implementing this every week, there's different ways you can do this. You can do the spreadsheet in Google, which if you don't have it, I will post it in the group. Or there is a page that you can print out, and it's pretty and it's different colors. If you prefer to write on paper and print out every week a page to write on to keep track, then you're more than welcome to do that as well. But it's exactly the same thing. I just don't have a printer, so I prefer the spreadsheet. But I find after I started implementing this every week, then I was staying consistent more, and I was building faster, and I had that momentum going in my business, so I could do more, and I could, talk to other people, and I was staying on track with the people and following up and being on top of everything rather than scatterbrained and everywhere. But I found this very helpful, and that's all I really wanted to share today. Do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.